Prehistoric Batman, Pirate Batman, and the Gladiator Batman. Origins explored. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Terry, and this is Marvelous Videos. Batman, the Brave and the Bold is a cult classic animated series. It's no stranger to amazing episodes with objectively stellar storytelling that cements its excellence into cult classic status. And it's also not afraid to branch out into complex plot lines that revolve around the multiverse or extensive time travel. In fact, in a particular episode in Season 3, we get to see 4 other forms of Batman. One from the prehistoric era, one from the 18th century, one from ancient Rome, and one from the far future. This isn't the first time the show has introduced several Batmen at once, since it gave us Batman's evil counterpart Owlman in Season 1, followed by an episode where this Batman brought back several Batmen from different timelines to fight Owlman. However, in the episode we're talking about today, we'll get to go over the Batmen from different time periods instead of different timelines. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Now, let's begin. Origins of the Batmen in Batman the Brave and the Bold. The third season of Batman the Brave and the Bold brought out several Batmen from different eras into the storyline for the episode Time Out for Vengeance. It's a normal day in Gotham City, which means Batman is busy fighting crime as usual. A villain named Catman goes on a robbery rampage and the Caped Crusader arrives to stop him, but before he can seal the deal, Batman somehow disappears. The scene shifts to the Justice League International, who are aboard their satellite. Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Guy Gardner aka Green Lantern, and Ice are going about their day when John Johns, the Martian Manhunter, arrives. He is soon followed by Fire and Aquaman, who bring Time Master Rip Hunter to the party. Hunter reveals to them that Batman has been erased from the space-time continuum. A group of assassins are apparently traveling through history and eliminating the Batmen from several eras. He continues saying, thus creating a ripple effect through the timeline. With his ancestors gone, the events that created our Batman never happened. The longer we wait, the greater the chance that all memory of Batman will vanish from our minds forever. In Grant Morrison's The Return of Bruce Wayne storyline, it's discussed that several members of the Wayne family have often created the alter ego of Batman. This is reference for the Time Out for Vengeance episode, as Rip Hunter explains Batman being erased from existence as a result of his ancestors being killed, which means that this is not a world where the identity of Batman is exclusive to Bruce Wayne only. Instead, it's been adopted by the Waynes across history, and with his ancestors dead, Bruce Wayne's Batman will never come to exist. With Batman to save and the Justice League running out of time, they immediately group into pairs and set out to save Bruce Wayne's ancestors in different eras. Guy Gardner and Ice go to a fictional primeval era where the early men, mammoths and dinosaurs existed at the same time, while Aquaman and Fire go to ancient Rome. Blue Beetle and Booster Gold find themselves in the 18th century ocean with a pirate Batman. So let's start with Guy Gardner and Ice's adventure. After being dropped off by Hunter in the primeval era, they're soon attacked by a dinosaur. However, they're also saved by Cave Batman, who is probably the first Batman ever, unless you can imagine the first ever fish wearing bat masks. This Batman arrives with a club as his weapon and a mammoth or mastodon as his ride instead of the Batmobile. His upper body barely has any clothes, but whatever he has makes up the cape and the bat symbol. His mask also sports some tusks that add an edge to the costume. Cave Batman takes Guy Gardner and Ice to his hideout, the Bat Tree, since back in the day caves were like your average home and not ideal for a hideout. In the Bat Tree, Cave Batman acknowledges how strong Ice seems to be and asks her to be his mate, because that's how the people of the past pick their partners. Soon, a robot assassin arrives in that era via a portal and tries to kill Cave Batman. With Ice and Guy Gardner present, the assassin is unable to kill Cave Batman. While Guy holds him off and eventually destroys him, Ice rescues Batman out of the battery as it had taken severe damage from the fight and was about to collapse. Guy grabs a sample of the android robot's now broken body, and Ice teleports both Gardner and herself away from the era. Meanwhile, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are dropped off into the ocean by Rip Hunter. They're taken aboard for trespassing by a ship's crew with Pirate Batman acting as captain. This Batman reveals that he upholds justice as the Sea Devil by striking fear into the hearts of evil to keep the seas safe, much like the Batman we know and love, which means he actually fights pirates instead of being one. He carries a neat sword and has a long beard. He also speaks in a stereotypical pirate accent and is more happy-go-lucky compared to the present-day Batman. Soon, an android assassin appears in front of this Batman. It attacks the ship, as a result of which a sea monster appears on the water's surface, disturbed by the android's beam attack. Batman and Blue Beetle fight the monster while Booster Gold destroys the android. Batman is impressed by the duo's fighting skills and offers them a permanent place in his crew, but of course they can't do that and head back to their time. Finally, Fire and Aquaman reach ancient Rome. Aquaman poses as Neptune, the god of the seas, for a second while craving a fight with the Romans. However, they're soon attacked by guards who realize that they're from a different place. Before Aquaman can fight back, Fire warns him that they must play along to find Batman. With the two heroes caged and being transported, Batmanicus, the Gladiator version of Batman, appears on the scene, riding his horse to save them. His duty in this era is to fight slavery in Rome. He carries his spear and shield and rides a chariot to fight the Roman slavers. Batmanicus slashes the rods of the cage that hold Aquaman and Fire, freeing them. Aquaman also gets his golden chance to fight the Romans, and together they defeat the Roman soldiers. But suddenly another android arrives to kill Batmanicus. After it animates a huge metal statue to kill him, Aquaman brings the statue down on the android, thus destroying it. Following this, the duo teleport away after exchanging a word or two with this Batman. However, their troubles are far from over, since the original Batman's presence has still not been restored. As Hunter informs the League about it, it's revealed that everyone except Hunter and John Johns have forgotten about Batman, and yet they still go ahead with the mission because that's what heroes do. The piece of the android that Guy Gardner brought back is soon analyzed. Turns out it's from the far future, which means they have to save a Batman who is in trouble in the future. Failure to do so will cause a real problem because his death will start a chain reaction that will eliminate every other Batman ever. At first the others are confused because surely the future shouldn't change the past, but once again Time Master Rip Hunter explains everything. He says, time isn't linear, it's simultaneous. Events in the future create the present as much as events in the past do. Hunter uses the energy signature of the fragment and locates its origin in the future, which is where the League then travel to. They enter a chamber in a building where the face of Equinox, the overarching antagonist of this series, has been projected inside a monitor. He also reveals a captive robot Batman in agony who tries to speak out in his robotic voice but is subdued by the torture he's been subjected to. Equinox was originally the keeper of the cosmic balance, but he soon chose to remake the universe. Batman foiled his plans and shattered his consciousness and mind into 12 fragments. These fragments were then scattered across time. The one that had found itself in the future, that is the Equinox who the League was up against, was his hatred. This fragment integrated itself across the computer network of the future to put his plan of revenge against Batman into action, mainly by creating his revenge squad of androids. This means that he just had to defeat Robot Batman now, even though the League had saved some of the older ones. The League members try to stop him, but are soon overwhelmed by several androids standing against them. This prompts Robot Batman to break free and fight, but Equinox does not back down either. He merges the androids into one big bad android and transfers his consciousness into the device to fight Batman himself. Batman fires a batarang into the time portal that allowed the androids to time travel. This brings back the 3 Batmen the League had saved, and with their help, Robot Batman destroys this fragment of Equinox. Soon, Martian Manhunter and Rip Hunter arrive in this time with Batman, who is finally back. The Caped Crusader thanks his counterparts, mainly Robot Batman, for preserving the space-time continuum. No matter which time period we get to see Batman in, certain things about him remain constant. His fight for justice, his affinity for a cool ride, or whatever was considered to be the coolest for that time period, a nice outfit, and his heroism. Of course, Batman's name being Batmanicus in ancient Rome takes the cake for being the star moment of the show. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.